All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how the energy bills are going to go up, man, to an astounding rate, right? Energy bills are predicted to go up to an astounding rate in January, right? Now, let me read this. It says, energy bills could soar to £500 in January alone. Stark warning amid new price cap fears. So I don't know which parts of the world people that are gonna see this video live, but I'm just gonna go based on people in the UK, right? And I've lived in the south of the UK before in London, right? And you'd struggle to pay £500 a month for your rent in London. To be honest with you, that's kind of like a diamond in the rough. That would be rare to pay that much, even if you was living in a shared house, right? But over here in the Midlands and up north as well, like if in like Manchester and stuff like that, I've heard when it comes to like Manchester and Liverpool that the rent's cheap, but I know for a fact that the rent in the Midlands, like Birmingham, Coventry, Wolverhampton, and places like that, Warsaw, right, different places like that, Bilston, and all of these different places over here in the Midlands, places like that, £500 a month would be like what the price of the rent might be, right? For like a 2 or 3 bedroom house in certain occasions, right? But it's saying here in this article that that's going to become the price for the bills, for the energy bill, right? So people are going to start having a completely different life out here, man. Now let me carry on reading a bit more. And this is good, man, that this is going to be happening to these people, because Yahweh's going to cause things to happen for certain brothers anyway, that this thing ain't going to affect them as much as they might think it would have affected them, man. He'll cover anyone that believes in his name. He'll cover them, and he might give another brother money in one place, right? So that brother can then give out that money to another brother. He can cause stuff like that to happen, man. Now let me carry on reading. It says UK households could see their energy bills hit around £500 a month, £500 in January alone. Experts have warned. Now it's not going into detail whether it's saying this is £500 a month, but that's just the way how energy bills are normally calculated anyway. So I'm gonna say that that's the case, and maybe if I scroll down a bit more, we'll see if that's what he's talking about. It says BFY Group have forecast that the energy price cap could hit £3,850 between January and April next year. This is hundreds of pounds more than prior predictions. So these gas prices are gonna go extremely high, man. Fuel prices are gonna go extremely high, and that's in winter that this is gonna be happening, man. Winter to spring. So for all these people that think that this is a game and they're like boasting about their life, man, God's gonna humble a lot of people, man. Because for the longest time, a lot of people have been burning out Hebrew Israelites, and they always want to ask what a Hebrew Israelite's job is, man. But what are the jobs that you people have got ain't going to be able to be enough to make you be able to handle some of these things that are coming. And you did all that. You did the whole sellout to Esau starter plan. So you went college, right? You might have did an A levels, or you might have did a BTEC national or a BTEC extended diploma, right? Then you went to university, right? Then you might have got a 2-2 or a 2-1 or a first class with honors. Then after that, you went and did a master's, right? You went and did your master's after that. And then you came out, and then you got a job, and then you built up your career. But you're still going to have to face these bill increases, man. And you're still going to have to face the food increase going up. And you can say, oh, that don't affect me because I've got enough money. I've got a savings. Well, the people that work in these industries that provide the food into your stores, did they have a savings? Or are they going to be catching hell out here when these stuff happen? So that's going to affect their life. And by it affecting their life that they can't eat, it's going to affect your life. Because they're going to say, you know what, forget going to work, man. A lot of them are going to say, forget that then. And then that's going to mean that there ain't going to be nobody in the stores. doing the jobs that you people like to mock people for doing, man. Now let me read some scriptures and stop running my gums. Right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. So Yahweh ain't choosing ballers, man. Right? He ain't choosing people with that perfect hairline. He ain't choosing people with the perfect smile. He ain't choosing people with Hollywood smiles, man. Right? He ain't choosing people that are just that universal Ainsley Harriott, loved by all Negro. He ain't choosing that, man. He ain't choosing Vasquez, that's living you know what I mean? He ain't choosing that Vasquez Israelite that's just like that right shade of brown so that everyone likes him, so that he can be passed as a so-called black man, but he can pass as a tanned Edomite. You know what I mean? He ain't going about things that way, man. He's choosing men that are hated by the world, men that are looked at as nothing, so that when he builds them up and shows that they're actually the people that are living the right way, that this whole world can be confounded and look stupid. Verse 26, for you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the things which are despised have Yahweh chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, so that no flesh should glory in his presence, because Yahweh don't want people to glory in his presence, man. But you people have gloried in Yahweh's presence. And that's why all of these things are coming upon the world for its wicked ways, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. £500 a month for a gas bill is a hell of a lot, man. That's rent money. That's food bills. You know what I mean? That's how much that people don't even spend that amount of money to eat a month. Unless they got a decent amount of money, man. That's gonna be cutting into people's disposable income, and that's gonna be cutting into the restaurant funding. That's gonna be cutting into the holiday fund. You know? But the only people that this stuff matters to, the only people that this stuff should be teaching people to wake up is the Israelites, man, because these heathens are gonna be even in a worse state than this when we're in our kingdom anyway, man. They're gonna wish they could go back to these times, to the times that are gonna be at the end of their kingdom, when they see what's gonna really come their way. They're gonna wish that they could go to just that moment before the nukes came. That's gonna seem better than what's coming to these clowns, man. Like the few months before the nukes came, you know what I mean? They're gonna wish that they could go back to the FEMA camps when they see what's coming their way, man. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, and I'm gonna go straight to the point. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 8. What have pride profited us, or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? What good is all that money that these people have had gonna bring them in that day, man? All that getting your car and finance, you know? All that. I work for Landmark Marketing. Where do you work? Well, I work in telecommunications. Oh, see me, I do cybersecurity. Well, all of that stuff ain't gonna mean nothing, man. When you're chewing on your own arm, man. It ain't gonna mean nothing in that day, man. When you people are going to the bank, right, and you're just seeing that it's in that negative zone. You know what I mean? Like Jake's used to being an overdraft, man. Jake knows what a tin of sardines tastes like, you know? Jake's might have tasted a corned beef tin, you know? They might have tasted pilchards. Esau don't be knowing about no pilchards, man. Jake's know how to like make dumplings from water and flour. You know what I mean? And not self-raising flour neither to make boiled dumplings, man. But they know how to make a boiled dumpling or a fried dumpling, and they know the differences in which way to use the flour, man. They understand that. But Esau don't know nothing about that, man. Esau buys a sachet for dumplings when he wants dumplings, man. Esau don't know about seasoning something that's supposed to taste nasty and making it taste alright, man. Esau don't know about that. Esau don't know about a hard time, man, but he's going to know. He's going to know about a hard time. Let me see what else I can get out of this article. It says the latest forecast comes amid concerns that Kremlin is likely to keep vital gas flows to Europe at minimal levels. So the gas prices are going to be going high as hell, right, for petrol. The food price is going to go high. The petrol price is going to go high. Everything's going to go high, man. And eventually it's going to start really affecting even Israelites that Yahweh believes in, because it's all part of our journey and our test, man. It's all a test for us Israelites going through these things, but it's a judgment for Esau when he goes through it. Let me read this. It says, while the UK gets very little of its gas directly from Russia, the price paid here is determined by what happens across the continent, which to me, that don't even make any sense. But hey, maybe I'm not the best at understanding these things, but to me, that don't make any sense. Because if they're not affected by Russia, then why would their price go high if they're not affected that much by Russia? It doesn't make any sense. Sounds like they're almost deliberately raising everyone's price here when they're claiming that they don't need to. You know what I mean? Sounds like a money grab to me, but hey, somebody that knows more about it can correct me on the comments. That's fine by me. Let me carry on reading. It says, Dr. Emma Berwick, a senior consultant at BFY Group, said, following further rises in wholesale prices as flows of gas from Russia to Europe via the Nord Stream 1, which is the pipeline that they have in Germany, from Russia to Germany, if I'm not mistaken. There's the Nord Stream 1, and I believe they're making the Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 1 pipeline dropped to 20% of capacity. We are now, man, that's crazy, that is. Let me read that again. Flow of gas from Russia to Europe via the Nord Stream pipeline. Let me read that, Salakia. Let me go up a bit. It says, following further rises in wholesale prices as gas flows from Russia to Europe via the Nord Stream 1 dropped to 20% of capacity. So they've dropped, there's 80% fuel less going towards these, going through that pipeline, man. That's crazy, that is. That's a lot. That's a big drop, man. That's a huge drop. We now forecast the Ofgem price cap to rise to 3,420 in the fourth quarter of 2022 and 3,850 in the first quarter of God, man, that's crazy, man. That is mad. that's mad, man. That's a lot, man. And that's going to be affecting even Eazy-E's going to be affected by that, man. It says this will make the average house bill over £500 for January alone. So from like January to April, I believe it's mentioned, I was mentioned January to April a minute ago in this article. That's going to be like $2 grand then. $2+ grand just for the fueling of the house. Mad thing, man. And it's going to get worse than that down here too, man. It's going to get worse than that on Earth. It says if the predictions come true, it could, am I reading that right? If the predictions come true, it could millions of households across the UK face further financial pressures as they battle with rising prices. And all of this stuff's being done as well to put a squeeze on people because they want to try and make people more reliant on Esau. They want to try and give people a universal basic income, right? And then the way they're going to make people stay connected to that universal basic income and that free money that they're giving to people, right, is going to be by saying, well, if you want to keep taking this, you're going to have to take this device in your hand or in your forehead. And when they come to you and say that, don't do it, man. Because that means you've rejected Yahweh. That's what that means if you take that. Now let me go back to the scriptures, because the scriptures is the main thing that speaks about stuff like this anyway, man. Like articles are good, but the scriptures is the main thing. And now let me go to this. Because for some people that are living that lit life, you know what I mean, that they've got money like that, they're somewhat still doing okay. But if everybody around you is not doing okay, you then become a target, man. You then become a target, and you then having to further hide more how good you're doing, man. And the scriptures are clear that people's neighbors are going to be their own enemies. Jeremiah 9 verse 23 does say, if Yahweh let not the wise man grow in his wisdom, Neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahweh. So we ain't supposed to be glorifying our money, and we can see why now. Because at any moment, the money and the financial systems can be changed. Whatever particular currency that you use, when you don't control the society, can be changed. So you can start off saying, okay, you can only pay with cash. Then they can say, you know what, we've changed that. We're gonna make it into you can only pay with cards. Then they can say, you know what, we've changed that now. Now you can only pay if you download this particular device from a phone onto a phone, and you have to keep the location on. Then they can say, you know what, actually that's kind of too difficult because you can lose your phone. So what we're going to do instead is put this in your hand, or we've got a head version. We've got a subdermal version for your head as well, a cranial mechanism for your head. Try that version. It's a bit more perks with that one. You can try that one if you want to. And then the people are going to be happy to say either yes, I'll do it, or F you. I'm out of this society then. I'm gonna go live in the woods, man. That's this situation that people are gonna face, man. Now let me get this other scripture, because it wasn't really necessary to make this lesson that long, but I thought to speak a bit more and bring a few more scriptures out. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation and stuff like this is what's going to cause that to happen, man. Some people have an abundance and other people have a lack, right? £500 a month for your energy bills is a lot, man. And let's say they don't make it go that high straight away, right? But your bill's still gone up by like double or like gone up by 50%. That's still a large increase, man. And eventually it will get to this price if it doesn't get to this price when they say that it's going to get to this price, man. And on that note there, I'm going to end the lesson. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.